Imagine a figure who walked the tightrope between revolution and diplomacy, all while maintaining a vision for a modern China. That's Zhou Enlai, a name you might not hear as often as Mao Zedong, but one that carries equal weight in the shaping of 20th century China. Zhou Enlai was born in 1898 in a China still ruled by emperors. But by the time he took his last breath in 1976, he had witnessed and shaped the birth of a new nation, the People's Republic of China. Serving as its first premier, Zhou was not just a politician. He was a master diplomat, a pragmatic thinker, and perhaps most importantly, the glue that held China together through some of its most tumultuous times. Under the shadow of Chairman Mao, Zhou Enlai was the quiet architect. He helped the Communist Party rise to power and played a critical role in developing the country's economy and foreign policy. But unlike Mao, Zhou believed in a balance between ideology and practicality, between revolution and peaceful coexistence. This balance became most evident in his role as China's foreign minister, where he advocated for a peaceful coexistence with the West, especially after the Korean War. His participation in international conferences like Geneva and Bandung showcased the China willing to engage with the world, even during the Cold War. Perhaps Zhou's most famous diplomatic maneuver was orchestrating U.S. President Richard Nixon's groundbreaking visit to China in 1972. This wasn't just a visit. It was a seismic shift in global politics, opening a door that has been firmly shut for decades. Domestically, Zhou's influence was no less significant. During the Cultural Revolution, a period marked by chaos and purges, Zhou Enlai became a beacon of stability. While others were caught in a storm of ideological fervor, Zhou worked quietly to protect those at risk, mitigate the damage, and keep the machinery of the state running. His popularity soared as a result, even as he navigated the treacherous waters of political survival. As Mao's health declined by the early 1970s, Zhou was seen as a first potential successor. But even as he rose to the position of first vice chairman, he found himself locked in a power struggle with the infamous Gang of Four. This struggle, however, was not to define him. Zhou's legacy would instead be his lifelong dedication to China's modernization and his vision of a nation that could stand tall on the global stage. Zhou Enlai's death in 1976 sparked an outpouring of grief across China. His passing was more than the loss of a leader. It was the loss of a stabilizing force, a bridge between the old and the new, the revolutionary and the diplomat. And in the years that followed, as the dust settled and China continued its rise, Zhou's contributions became ever more apparent. In the grand tapestry of Chinese history, Zhou Enlai is the thread that connected the revolution with the future, a man who understood that while ideology can inspire, it is pragmatism and diplomacy that builds nations.